I want to become a soldier in future. I love the way they dress and defend the country. If I keep bleeding like this, missing school and nothing is done, I may not be able to achieve this dream.
The first day I started, I was asking myself questions that I myself cannot even answer it myself. Because I was shocked. I don't know of it. Because my mom has never told me anything about that. I was just ashamed of myself. I did not use anything, but I just keep on bathing.
The first day I started my menstruation, I was scared. My body was weak.
On any given day, more than 800 million women and girls are menstruating worldwide. For nearly half this number, the lack of access to clean water and sanitary facilities has made it an experience they would rather not have to deal with.
Getting water in this community is very difficult. I can't go out to ask anyone for water during my menstruation because I am ashamed. I smell. My husband would say, "You know you can't stay in the same room with me if you smell like this." And this makes me very sad.
The greatest problem we have is water to use. If everyone is menstruating in this community, lack of water causes us to be disgusting because of the bad smell we emit.
Menstruation is not a topic that is freely discussed in many communities in Nigeria. There are many taboos associated with menstrual periods, and the girls and women are at the receiving end.
If a woman is menstruating, some cultures believe that no one gets close to her. In fact, some men will not even want to eat food cooked by her because they look at her as being unhygienic. She is flowing blood and she could be smelly.
The thief believe that a menstruating woman should not get close to a man who is a hunter or farmer, otherwise he may experience bad luck at his craft and not get yield. We have seen it happen, and it is happening. That is why we avoid them.
What we know as men is when a woman reveals such a thing, we totally abstain from that woman. No sex, no eating of her food.
In this community, they have a belief that if a woman or a girl is in menstruation, she will not move out. Even during the church, she will not come out for the service.
A menstruating woman does not pray, does not touch the Quran, and has no relations with her husband.
When I made to observe that a woman is menstruated, I hate coming near her, and I think it's a problem that makes them to breed. I always think that is an evil spirit that makes such, because why male students doesn't menstruate?
Women who are having their period, at times they are not allowed even to touch the infants because they believe that menstruation is a kind of curse. So if she touches the baby, something may happen to the baby.
I feel this dichotomy between celebrating the birth of a child and excluding the woman when she is menstruating. There is no logic. So we should celebrate menstruation because it's the normal thing that can bring happiness in the family.
In addition to being rejected, girls of school age also have to deal with stigmatization, health challenges and infections as a result of handling their periods poorly, missing school days, and even harassment from the opposite sex.
There was a day that my friend had a menstruation, and when she wanted to stand up, then blood now stained her skirt. The boy now was not saying that, look at this girl, look at her body. I prefer being a boy instead of a girl. Now look at her. Blood is all over her body. They are not making jest of her. The second day, the girl was not afraid to come to the class. She was ashamed.
It may be simple to say that, well, it lasts only 3 days, so the psychological trauma will just last about 3 days to 1 week. But in reality, that's not the way traumas work. It's possible that even after that 7 days, the effect of it is still troubling you, still haunting you till the next month. So that means that even if you have the inner strength to stay in school, it will definitely affect your performance in school.
When my menstrual starts in school, I will not even pack my books because I will be very, very ashamed of myself. There is a day we are about to start our first test. So it just starts, so I absent myself, and definitely I did not write that test.
I didn't used to know how they used to know that I'm seeing my menstruation. I've never sit down and discussed that with the boys in my class, because once they have known that you have seen menstruation, they will find the way to sleep with you anytime they need.
What we need to do is to create awareness, and also to have a guidance counselor in the school that will be counseling these girls on what they should do. Plan of the Ministry of Education should include all these provisions in order to encourage these girls to be in the schools.
Without the provision of adequate sanitary supplies like menstrual pads, many women and girls are forced to use rags, which are unhygienic.
I hate using rags. They smell a lot, but we have no other alternative. I have had to leave school many times because of the shame of smelling so bad. I wish we had menstrual pads, medicine for the pain, water and clean toilets in school. It will really help us.
Failure to observe menstrual hygiene. It makes a lady susceptible to various forms of bacterial and fungal infections, and that's what leads to offensive odor of the private part. The infection may migrate and may cause inflammation of the fallopian tubes called salpingitis, or that of the ovaries called opritis.
We always have challenges, itches, rashes, and uncomfortable during menstruation.
The handling and disposal of waste sanitary items can become an environmental hazard if not properly done.
The women should be taught the importance of personal hygiene. The material they should use should be such that can be easily disposed of. And also the means, how do they dispose of it, so that it will not pose any danger to the people who will associate with it, and the environment too will be safe.
The provision of adequate facilities like water and good toilets in schools and public places will go a long way in helping women and girls handle their periods better. However, those with physical disabilities also need to be considered and their special needs met.
When government come in, even the way they will provide this water, the way they will provide the toilet, the disabled should be taken into consideration. People should also be enlightened on how to use the various different types of toilet materials. In that manner, when they go to the toilet, they can be able to manipulate the toilet to use it to their satisfaction.
Until we're able to tackle the issues that surround menstrual hygiene, thousands of women and girls will continue to suffer.
Girls and women have a right to live with dignity and also to work and live in favorable conditions. So for this to happen, we need to have gender-friendly facilities, wash facilities, and also less stigma and exclusion because of these menstruation issues. Because of menstruation, girls are in a position of inequality before boys, because we are missing school days and boys are not. So the right to education is really violated. Poor menstrual hygiene is really impacting in the physical health in the social health and also the mental well-being. So it is impacting on their future and their capacity to develop their economical welfare.
The challenge is that men who are at the top of policy formulation are not aware of this because it doesn't affect them.
I feel government should push much about it, have a policy on it, particularly for the young girls who are in school. Because when a girl absents herself from classes, it tells on her.
When we talk about menstrual hygiene management, it's not about providing sanitary pads. It's more than that. It's really about helping not just young girls, but the people around them, the men in their lives, to have the information awareness and the knowledge around this issue. And also for the girls to have the confidence to manage their hygiene safely and with dignity. And also to ensure that wherever they are, whether it's at home or at school or even in other public places, that the provision is made for them to be able to manage their menstrual hygiene safely and hygienically, and for the products to be collected and disposed of effectively. So it's really making sure that we have services that respond to the need of our young girls.
During menstruation, women and girls face untold difficulties like shame, social taboos and exclusion, stigma, infections, academic failure and inequality. They lack female-friendly water, sanitation and hygiene facilities in schools and public places. If this cycle continues, the full potentials of our women and girls may never be realized. What can you do to break this cycle and bring a change?